hey, don't mess this up. Chances are you're gonna teach shooting wrong. Stick around for the end of this video and I'll teach you the only shooting drill you're gonna need to ever use with a youth basketball player. Chances are if you teach them to shoot the way that you were taught, you're gonna set them up for a lifetime of frustration and a long, slow journey of improving in the game. Chances are you've been teaching shooters to shoot with 10 toes to the rim and getting their elbow in. Well, that's a focus on form, and that misses the most important part of teaching young players to shoot. This is Shooting for Beginners. I'm Tyler, this is SAVI. Let's get started. I got the 4 L's for you. Simplicity wins. The 4 L's that will help you teach youth basketball players to shoot the right way. I got my daughter Cody here. He's gonna come help me out. Come on out here, Cody. All right, the 4 L's are this. The only thing that we need to worry about is generating power. We don't need to worry about form when we're young, because guess what's not fun? It's not fun missing shots. It's fun making shots. And if we focus on perfect form as we think it exists, players are gonna miss shots and they're not gonna be able to shoot on 10-foot hoops. So here's a couple of things. First, we got our SIQ Smart Ball, but it's a size 5. It's a youth size, which fits their hands. The second thing that is a must-have if you're gonna teach beginners to shoot is you must shoot on a low hoop. When you have a beginner shooting, you wanna start with an 8-foot hoop for youth basketball players. Here's the last thing. Give them a proper sized key. This is a key. This is a 3-point line that still allows them to play the game, but is properly adjusted for their height and their strength. So you're starting behind the 8 ball. You're doing it wrong. If you're putting them on a 10-foot hoop, that's hard. Okay. If you're doing it with a big ball, that's heavy. And if you're doing it from outside a big 3-point line, that's just downright mean. So we're going to be shooting from right here. Now, Cody's just a beginning shooter. Let me get into the 4 L's here. I'm going to see that ball, girl. So the first L is load. Just how you might load a bow and arrow so you have power to fire, you've got to load your shot. You can't shoot a bow and arrow if you have a small load. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So we load by catching the ball and sitting low. Okay, so I just want you to catch the ball and I want you to load your hips and load the ball. Load. Ooh, that was nice. Let's do it again. I like how you went down. I like how the ball and hips went down together. Load. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Try to load it right by your belly button. Load. Oh my goodness, that is good. Most players load with their hips down with the ball going up. That's like trying to shoot an arrow that way by pulling the bow that way. We got to go opposite. We want to shoot the ball up and out. We got to load down and in. Go ahead and load again. Load. The first L is load. Focus everything on loading low, ball down, hips down. The next L is laces. If you can teach them to shoot down and across the laces, you're going to create a one-handed shot that can be shot on a straight line. So every shooter's basketball needs 3 lines down the center of the ball. And on the exact opposite panel, 3 lines down the center of the ball. All right, Cody, put your right hand down the laces. Good, beautiful. Let's show the camera that. Put your beautiful right hand down the laces. Now put your left hand across the laces. Beautiful. When we load the ball in our hips with proper laces, we're actually setting ourselves up to do the next thing, which is important for generating power, and that is lift. You must load, you must lace, and you must lift. This hand, the non-shooting hand for a right-handed player, is called the lift hand. By getting the ball on the laces across, she's able to lift the ball quickly. The faster you can lift the ball allows you to get your hand under the ball. It doesn't matter, get laces and loaded. Your laces, loaded, yes, now we're loaded. Good, stay low, good. We want to be able to lift the ball how we might lift a heavy object. So we have to get our hands under the ball and on the sides of the ball right here, good. Now notice her hand is not, turn this way honey, her hand is not behind the ball. It doesn't matter if your hand's behind the ball. That is a myth that destroys shots. We only need to get the hand under the ball, lift to your eyes. Now the hand is under the basketball. Now for her to shoot it, the lift hand has to go away and we have a one-hand shot. All right, Cody, laces, load, fire. Good, so we're allowing her to discover how she's gonna generate power. I'm not telling her anything about position. I'm just making sure that our load position is correct. So we've got to load, we have to load to fire. We got our laces, that makes sure we're putting force down the center line of the basketball. We gotta lift, we gotta have a lift hand, you gotta lift really, really fast. And lastly, we got a line. And your line is just this. I want you to imagine that this is the barrel of your weapon, and I want you to point the barrel of your weapon right at the lens right there. Point at it. Boom. That's your line. Every single time, we want to make sure that we line off our shoulder, because that's where our mechanism is attached. Forget about where the toes point. Forget about where the chest points. We want to point our line down the target. So from our load, laces, lift, from lift, it's just down the line. Allow freedom of movement with how their stance is, how their body turns. Allow freedom of movement to generate power, rotational force. It only matters that that ends up down the line. Laces, load, lift, and fire. Good. You'll see what we're developing. Beautiful. Good job. You can stand right here. You'll see that all we're trying to develop with youth basketball players, beginners, is this. Can we generate power? That's more important than form. Once you have power, you can make shots. Making shots is fun. Basketball is about fun. If you're missing shots with perfect form, you're not going to practice very much. Second, you'll make sure you put force down the center line of the ball if you get your laces every single time. Next, it's all about from our load point, how fast we can lift. It's called breaking the string. It's imperative that we're able to lift the ball without unloading our body. Because when the ball hits our eye line, that's when we fire. And from eye line, it's just about going down the line with freedom of movement. All right, you stuck around for it. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment down below. Which of these 4 things do you think would help your beginner shoot better? If they loaded hips and ball down better, if they got laces on the ball, if they were able to lift the ball faster and break the string, it's not pulling their hips up and forward, they break the string and lift, or if they have the freedom for their body to turn and fire. Comment down below, is it load, laces, lift, or line that would help yours? Here's the drill, it's the best drill. On your rockers, we want to make sure that we're working on our rhythm and we get efficient energy transfer. So we're going to have a really quiet eye, we want to have quiet hips, and all we're trying to do is link our ankles to our fingertips. So same shooting footprint that we've established on our line shots every single time. We want to make sure that we're getting late wrist extension. But as we rock from our heels to our toes, we're actually quieting our eye to a smaller and smaller target on the rim. So as the ball comes off our fingertips, we're actually coming off of our toes. We'll see here I've got my nice palm to palm relationship. I'm relaxed with my shoulders. As the ball comes off my fingertips, I'm also coming off my toes. We're just about 5 to 8 feet from the rim. Our knees are just slightly broken. My eye is quiet every single time, and I'm freezing my finish every single time. Really notice that as I roll the ball off my lift hand is when I'm starting to get my separation. All I'm doing is I'm lifting to set, I'm already getting my separation. Rock, already getting my separation. Gosh, that feels good. And those are your rockers. Warning, avoid this. It will terrorize your beginner basketball player. Do not give them feedback on every shot. Give them one thing to do and have them focus on that one thing for many shots and be quiet. Let them discover. Intent equals intensity. Give them a single and clear intent, whether it's going to be, let's load on this set of 10. Let's get laces on this set of 10. Let's make sure that we lift faster than we fire our legs on the set of 10. Speed up that ball with your lift. Or I want to make sure that you line things down from your shoulder and snap it down the line. Load, lift, laces, line. The 4 L's will be worth your time. I'm Tyler. This is SAVI. This is Cody. You're equipped to make beginners great.